So let's start this poem in detail. The detailed explanation. Abhisara the Tryst. Now, what does Abhisara means? It means meeting. Actually, the poem is focused on the two rendezvous or the two meetings between Upagupta and Vasvadatta. So let's go ahead and read it. Upagupta, the disciple of Buddha, lay asleep in the dust by the city wall of Mathura. Lamps were all out, doors were all shut, and stars were all hidden by the murky sky of August. Now, Upagupta, this opening lines of the poem says that, the Upagupta, who was the disciple of Lord Buddha, he was sleeping in the dust by the city. In the dust means actually he was on the ground without any bed. By the city wall of Mathura, this poem is set up in the town of Mathura, as I've told you in the summary. Lamps were all out, doors were all shut, and stars were all hidden by the murky sky of August. Lamps were all out, doors were all shut. This means that it was night time and the entire town has gone to sleep. That is why we shut the doors at night, no? Before sleeping, we check out that the doors are shut and then we go to sleep. So this is it. And stars were all hidden by the murky sky of August. What is murky? Murky means dark and something which is not pleasant. So here, murky means dark. Why the sky is dark? Otherwise, there are stars, or even if it's Amavas, what you call the new moon night. Even if the moon is absent, the stars are there. So, but this was dark night because it was the clouds were covering the entire sky. So that is why it was a dark night. And which month? August. This happens to be the rainy season in India. All right. So this is this first meeting is taking place in August month, the month of August. Whose feet were those tinkling with anklets, touching his breasts of a sudden? So this female, the woman dancer, Vasvadatta, she was passing by in that dark night, and she was carrying a lamp in her hand. All right. And she was all jeweled, right? So somebody's feet, lamps were all out, doors were all shut, and stars were all hidden by the murky sky of August. I told you that it was a dark night because it was the clouds were covering the sky and everyone has gone to sleep. Whose feet were those tinkling with anklets, touching his breast of a sudden? Now, Upagupta, who was lying on the ground, somebody's foot touched his breast, and that foot was having that anklet which was making that tinkling sound. Now, this is onomatopoeia, right? The figure of speech. Please keep noting these figure of speeches, which I'll be telling you. All right. He woke up startled, and the light from a woman's lamp fell on his forgiving eyes. So he woke up startled. Startled means he was shocked that, oh God, this woman is with a lamp and her foot has touched my chest. And the light from a woman's lamp fell on his forgiving eyes. His face was calm. His face had that austeric peace and forgiving eyes, because obviously he was a saint. So these people, actually, they are free from those worldly sins or desires, and they bear a very calm appearance. They look very different. Okay, it was Vasvadatta, the dancing girl, starred with jewels. Now, who was it? Who has touched? Who was she? Who has touched? Whose feet has touched this Upagupta's chest? It was Vasvadatta, the dancing girl, starred with jewels. Starred with jewels is a metaphor that she is all she's having all that jewelry on her body. And she was the dancing girl, clouded with a pale blue mantle. Mantle is a cloak or a dress, or you can say it's a sari. Okay, drunk with the wine of her youth. Now she was very beautiful, she was very young. And why it's written that drunk with the wine of her youth. She was intoxicated in that beauty. She was intoxicated by the beauty and the youth. So that is why, she this woman must be, having little pride that she is very beautiful, and she's quite youthful. Okay. She lowered her lamp and saw the young face, austerely beautiful. What is austerely beautiful? It is the calm, the peace which was settled on the face of this monk. He was quite handsome. She was, impressed by the charm of that the monk. "Forgive me, young ascetic," said the woman. "Graciously come to my house. The dusty earth is not a fit bed for you." So now she is, she is highly impressed, and she wants to have some friendly relation with this monk. So she says that, inviting him, she says that, "Forgive me that, I've just woken you up, and if I've hurt you, you can do one thing. This bed is not fit for you. This hard rocky bed is not meant for you. You please do come to my house, and you can spend your night in all comfort." Right? So she is kind of giving an invitation to him to spend his night in comfort. The young ascetic answered, "Woman, go on your way. When the time is ripe, I will come to you." Now here the monk is not, taken or he's not moved by that request. So he politely refuses to that request of the woman, and he says that, "Okay, but this is not the correct time to visit you. You please go on your way. Go on your way." You can say that it can be taken in two ways. One is that you please go wherever you are going. You must be going somewhere, so you carry on and you can go on. You need to mind your own business, right? That is, mind your business, or keep doing the things which you are doing, no, that way. And he says that, "Okay, I'll come to you when the time is correct. When the right time will be there, I'll be coming to you. When the time is ripe, I will come to you." All right. Suddenly, the black night showed its teeth in a flash of lightning. So again, this black night is kind of it's there was a thunder and lightning, right? The storm growled from the corner of the sky, and the woman trembled in fear. This the night was cloudy, and there was thunder and lightning. There was a flash of lightning. The lightning, when it struck, it actually terrified this dancing girl, right? So the storm growled. What is this? This is personification. Okay, this is personification. It is that is the storm is given the quality of a living, right? So storm growled from the corner of the sky, and the woman trembled in fear. Now this storm is kind of giving a message, or it's giving a warning that this is the time which is coming is not it's not a great one, or it's not a good one for this woman. All right. A year had not yet passed. It was evening of a day in April in the spring. The branches of the wayside trees were full of blossom. Now, again, this time has changed, and what month has come? April. That is the spring season, kind of. Huh? So it is the spring season when the entire earth is celebrating the harvest, or it's symbolic to that, that love. So the branches of the wayside trees were full of blossom. Even the nature was celebrating this spring month, and the trees were laden with fruits. The trees were full of blossom, means they were laden with fruits. So that was a rich month where even the nature was celebrating this. All right. Gay notes of a flute came floating in the warm spring air from afar. Now people also, they were enjoying. They were all in merry mood. Some were singing, and some must be playing flute. So the gay notes means the happy notes. The happy notes. People were expressing their happiness by by singing or by playing musical instruments. Okay, so everything, like every nook and corner of that atmosphere was filled with immense joy. The citizen had gone to the woods for the festival of flowers. Now, spring is also known as the festival of flowers because the nature is blooming that time. The trees, the bushes are laden with flowers, and the trees are laden with fruits. So the citizens of that city had gone to the woods, to the jungle, to celebrate this festival of spring. Okay, from the mid sky, gaze the full moon on the shadows of the silent town. Now you can see the contrast. The earlier night of August, when the two have met, it was a dark night. And now this is full moon, full moon. Understood? So there is a contrast on the shadows of the silent town. So there was full moon which was casting its beautiful shadow, or it was, brightening that entire town. The young ascetic was walking in the lonely street. Obviously, the young ascetic, or the monks, they don't have too much to do with the pleasures of the world. So he was just walking his own way, while overhead the lovesick quails uttered from the mango branches their sleepless plaint. So when he was walking in his own way, in his own, that spiritual realm. So that time, even the birds who were lovesick, they were crying, or they were making too much of noise, or they were singing in pain, right? of that love, that mating call maybe. While overhead the lovesick quails uttered from the mango branches their sleepless plaint. Plaint means the complaint, if they have uh, anything to complain about. Okay. Upagupta passed through the city gates and stood at the base of the rampart. Rampart is the boundary wall of a city, or of a fort, kind of, right? Rampart is the wall, the surrounding wall. So, Upagupta, while moving, he was walking on his own way. So he just happened to pass through the city gates, and he reached at the this base of the rampart, that boundary of the wall, right? What woman lay at his feet in the shadow of the mango grove, struck with the black pestilence, her body spotted with sores of smallpox. Okay, what women lay at his feet in the shadow of the mango grove, struck with the black pestilence, her body spotted with sores of smallpox. Now he could see that, a woman is lying in the shadow of this mango grove, a mango tree, and this woman is, it appears that she has some deadly disease, the blacks, the smallpox, and this black pestilence means the sores. Now she has he saw that, that one woman is lying in the shadow of this mango grove, right? And who is this woman? He could make out that this is the same woman who once offered him to come to her place, to visit her place, to pass a comfortable night. Now, what was the condition of this woman at this time, in the second meeting? She was struck with black pestilence. That is, she was infested with a disease, like she has developed some smallpox, right? So they were all blisters and sores. No, earlier this disease, there was small, when somebody caught this contagious disease, smallpox, there was it had no cure, right? And the person who was infested with this disease, who caught this disease, was like he or she had high temperature, and there was like no, this was contagious also, so people never took much care of such people, and obviously few survived. Okay, struck with the black pestilence, her body spotted with sores of smallpox. So she has developed sores all over her body because of this contagious smallpox, the deadly disease. She had been hurriedly driven away from the town to avoid her poisonous contagion. Now, this disease was a contagious one, and what people have done is they have thrown her out of the town, because no one wanted that, because by her touch anybody else or anyone in the town could, they never wanted to catch this deadly disease, right? So she had been hurriedly driven away from the town to avoid her poisonous contagion. That is nobody wanted to, get infected by her touch, and nobody wanted to carry this disease. So she was abandoned quickly. She was abandoned and forsaken, and she was just thrown out of the town. The ascetic sat by her side, took her head on his knees, and moistened her lips with water and smeared her body with balm. Now, at this time, when nobody was even, everyone was having that hatred or aversion from her, this ascetic, the monk, he went close to her and sat by her side, and he even took her head and kept on his knees. He offered water to that thirsty woman, and even, he applied balm to her wounds when nobody was even trying to, or bothered to come even closer to her. He applied balm to her wounds. "Who are you, merciful one?" asked the woman. Now, because she was discarded like a junk, and at that time she was getting, or she was she was being treated with such affection. So she was wondering, who is this person? So she asked, "Who are you, merciful one?" asked the woman. The time The time at last has come to visit you, and I am here, Vasvadatta, replied the young ascetic. Now, the monk replied that you don't remember. I am the same monk whom you have invited once to spend a comfortable night at your place, and that I told you that you please go now. As of now, you can go, you leave, and I'll come when the time will be correct. So the time has come now that I have come to you. I have kept my promise. So you can see that, this Vasvadatta, who was abandoned by everyone, now this monk, Upagupta, he never hesitated to help her. So much so that even applied wound to that contagious, diseased woman. So because he's symbolic to austerity, he's symbolic to righteousness, he's symbolic to the humanity. And Vasvadatta, on the other hand, was a symbol. She is symbolic to materialistic world. Now, you can even, I told you, there's a contrast. In the previous meeting, when that was August, the night was dark. It was all murky night, no, dark. And here it was full moon. So you can see that was a night of ignorance. That is why it is said dark. And here the full moon night, it has come as a night of enlightenment. It is an enlightenment for Vasvadatta also, that now she must be realizing that there is nothing to run for, or there is nothing so much, what do you call that, uh, so much that you spend your entire life collecting the materialistic things, you run after the materialistic desire. That is all fruit, that's in vain. The real life is that you spend your life in doing good deeds, in being helpful, in being true human, which this Upagupta has uh, shown in his all, what do you call that, acts, right? He was forgiving in the previous meeting also. He was calm. He did not get distracted by the worldly desires of comfort, and he politely refused to the invitation of Vasudhatta, and he, continued on his spiritual journey. And now Vasudhatta also must have realized that it's better to keep your spiritual, or you can say that the goodness in you intact. That is more important thing, right? So okay, I hope the poem is clear to you. If there is any problem, you can do mention in the comment. I'll be happy to help you. So goodbye for now. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you very much.